I keep saying this, but I'll be damned if I see a fair-skinned Asian girl in India or in the Arab world talking about colorism when you don't even experience it. So why are you talking? It doesn't make any sense. Where are you coming from? You don't experience it within the notion of colorism as much as somebody who's dark skinned. They should get the representation. And yet again, what we're seeing, a dark skinned black woman being shoved to the bottom of the pile 24/7. And we see this because they are not digestible for a white audience, because that is what is catered for. And it's honestly quite sad and disgusting. So today, of course, has been a major storm of events when it comes to Rochelle taking over a documentary that she didn't need to be in. And then obviously Leanne's name was brought into conversation. And then her boyfriend's tweets were exposed as well. Hey guys, it's Murad Muradi. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. Back again with another video. If you haven't subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, my Patreon, my merch, and let's get straight into this. Subscribe, and please don't send any hate to anybody involved. Do not send any hate, and let's get straight into the situation. So how this all started out, quick overview, guys, quick 5 minutes. Rochelle obviously announced that she was going to be covering a documentary in relation to black women, and when it comes to birth rates, when it comes to the NHS, and what the trials and tribulations that they go through that a lot of people don't see, or the fact that they continuously get overlooked. And a lot of people were quite surprised and happy for it, because there's important messages to be relayed in these documentaries, only for it to actually be found out that Candiace was somebody who was meant to front run this entire documentary, worked for 9 months on it, but of course it seemed that they had used her intentions and her passion when it comes to this, and her work and her research, and put Rochelle Humes as a front runner for this entire situation, which has caused a major conversation online. Candiace has spoken out and said the producer of that show that Rochelle Humes is to present has called me, asking me to clarify that I was never in the running to present that particular documentary. So for the record, I was contacted in March 2020 by a different production company about developing a similar documentary, and had been speaking with them throughout 2020. Our last Zoom call being on December 1st, I've been advised that the show with Rochelle was also being developed. The producer said that fortunately for him, his show was simply acquired first, and these things happen. I was also told that I would never have been a front runner for this particular documentary, as they prefer their subjects to be removed from the situation so that the element of discovery about an issue is genuine. That's complete nonsense, because surely the front runner should be somebody who's most affected by it, because if they're going to be talking about a documentary, they would be most transparent, they would have the most knowledge, because they're the ones who go through it. So why would they not be able to be at the front runner, have proper representation? It doesn't make any sense. They had asked me to contribute my advice and expertise, but I declined, as I don't want my trauma to be mined for a show when I have no control of the narrative. Precisely. My agent had asked a few weeks ago if there was a possibility I could present with Rochelle, and I was told that there was not. At the end of the day, I cannot overstate enough how important it is for this issue to be spoken about until we are able to save more black women. On a personal note, I've learned a lot, and I'm thinking carefully about my future in TV on the whole. Thank you guys so much. Right, and I think the key word is learned a lot, because a lot of people will work with you for your documentary and then side eye you and push you away and put somebody else that seems to be more digestible for a white audience. What we're seeing here is dark-skinned black women who are being pushed away, and of course this is a very strong notion of colorism that we are seeing. Now, why Leanne is being brought into the conversation is because she's bringing out a documentary that is related to colorism, and of course, coming as a mixed race girl, your experiences are going to be quite I would say limited. It's quite the same as if a fair-skinned Asian girl was coming out with a colorism documentary. You don't experience it as much as a dark-skinned Asian girl. So to be honest with you, your experiences are limited. It doesn't really make any sense, whether it be a fair-skinned Asian guy or a dark-skinned Asian guy, it's going to be different. Or Arab guy. So it's kind of the same kind of stream, so it doesn't make any sense. It is her story in her documentary, so I advise everybody just to wait till it comes out. But at the same time, I do understand what everybody's saying, because it doesn't make any sense, because your experiences are limited. Her boyfriend has come into the situation and says to somebody, bruv, shut up, you haven't seen it yet, and since when it has become a problem for a light-skinned person to speak in their experiences with race? Stop talking shh. It's never been a problem for a light-skinned person to speak on their experiences, or a fair-skinned individual to speak on their experiences. However, your experiences are going to be limited. I feel like the definitions of racism and colorism are just genuinely confusing people. They're very two different components, but are directly related. And colorism is something that happens within races, depending on the shades. And of course, the darker the shade you are, the more colorist kind of behavior and attitude and mentality and bullying that you will face. It's that simple, guys. 2 + 2 = 4, not 5. So I don't understand why everybody is finding it confusing. I genuinely don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. It reminds me of the Leigh situation. Somebody who claims she's light skinned, which she clearly wasn't, promoting a song, promoting colorism, promoting the notions of it, uplifting stuff. I keep saying this, but I'll be damned if I see a fair-skinned Asian girl in India or in the Arab world talking about colorism when you don't even experience it. So why are you talking? it doesn't make any sense. Where are you coming from? You don't experience it within the notion of colorism as much as somebody who's dark skinned. They should get the representation. And yet again, what we're seeing, a dark skinned black woman being shoved to the bottom of the pile 24/7. And we see this because they are not digestible for a white audience, because that is what is, you know, catered for. And it's honestly quite sad and disgusting. Now, Leanne's boyfriend has kind of been exposed for his old colorist tweets, you know, saying that, you know, black girls are too burnt when they wear red lipstick, or, you know, and going and saying bad things about gay people and saying X, Y, Z, just a lot of crazy stuff. He has come forward and he is addressing it. I'm glad that he's addressing it. I'm glad that he isn't hiding away, but at the same time, you're not going to be part of the documentary that Leanne is putting out. And Leanne is putting out a documentary about colorism, but your boyfriend is also exposed for his colorist tweets. It's very confusing. I feel like people should, you know, be given second chances, but at the same time, it is quite hypocritical. At the end of the day, what we're seeing here is that dark skinned black women are being shoved to the bottom of the pile yet again, and it's just honestly tiring, it's irritating, and it's just pissing off a lot of people, because we've seen this conversation happen through so many different directions, whether it be TV, whether it be media, whether it be online world, and it's irritating, guys. So, you know, of course, if I can raise awareness for this matter, as I've always done, and just keep on doing so, I feel like it speaks volumes to people, and, you know, you can get this kind of stuff out to people. And what I mean by that is this type of stuff of speaking about, you know, colorism and speaking about racism and defending black women is not only something to help black women, but also I have realized that a lot of people who are brown, with brown girls or brown boys, they will watch videos like this and they look at things differently because they're seeing somebody similar to them actually talking about things that need to be discussed. And I feel like this is why it's very important and powerful for people from different races or different cultures to speak up about these matters, because this is what you need to do. It's basic science, guys. It really is basic science. People can be able to listen to these conversations, and I just find it very interesting, but not surprising, because we've seen this conversation and over and over again. It happens at least once a month, and it's just sad. Now, will Rochelle step down? I don't know. I don't think she will. Maybe because it's causing some controversy, but who knows? But I do feel like Candiace should have been a front runner. She worked for 9 months. She has passion, research, and experience, understanding. She should be there, and this is what we're seeing was representation is being cut down, and it's sad and disgusting. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this. Subscribe to the channel, click that button, guys, for daily and consistent content, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.
No, but we didn't know how sensitive it was. Like,
huh?
We just we don't know how sensitive it was.
Yeah, what to pick up?
Oh. Sorry guys, I'm just going to add to this video. I'm just sorting out some merch. I've got some new merch that's coming around. But anyways, this beard is looking absolutely mental. But I really wanted to talk about the situation again because it's really lamenting on my head. I find it so frustrating that we keep having to discuss this every single week or 2 weeks, that this just keeps on going on all the time, where we're having these dark-skinned black women who are shoved at the bottom of the pile. They don't want to see them on mainstream media at all. Representation, where is it? I don't understand. And this is why I feel like, you know, I haven't spoken about this, but I do have people, a lot of, you know, brown guys or girls, they've come into my DMs or they've said some stuff about, you know, how they look at things differently because they're seeing somebody that looks like them, i.e. me, speak up about colorism to defend black women, and, you know, they see it from a different insight because they're seeing somebody look like them talking about these issues. And I feel like it's so important, and I feel like people from other races and cultures need to speak up about stuff that we keep seeing online, because it helps to bring an understanding to people, and I feel like it's so effing important. I just feel like it's so important, and we don't see enough people, whether it be Arab, whether it be Asian, whether it be white, whether it be East Asian, whether it be Latin, speak up on these issues. I don't understand. I've been doing this for 5-6 damn years on this channel. I don't see anybody else speaking up about it similar to someone who looks like me, and I feel like more people need to do so. So if you do look like me and you're watching this video, speak up, because I feel like it's an issue that not only are you raising awareness for other people and what they're going through, but you don't realize how appealing you are to people that look like you, because they look at things differently, because they're seeing somebody that looks like you speaking about issues. They will second guess it and second think it, and they will deep it more. And I feel like people need to do this, and I wanted to add this to the video and I didn't do it, and I feel like people just need to do it, because it's just, imagine you're working on something for 10, 11 months, it's your passion, it's your documentary, and you're being sidelined, shoved to the bottom. You have no control of the narrative, and you're saying somebody else, you know, getting all the reward for it because they're more palatable, I don't know what the word is, but they're more digestible for, you know, a white mainstream audience, but suddenly you are not, because of colorism, because of featureism, and it's such important issues. And I feel like the definition of colorism and racism is really beating down people because they don't even understand it, and it's so annoying. And colorism is something that I do experience, I do see it, but again, I'm not a dark-skinned brown man, and I feel like, you know, I will always raise awareness for dark-skinned brown men, dark-skinned Asian girls, you know, dark-skinned black women, men, because I feel like they suffer the most from this situation, and we need to keep raising awareness for this, because it's so effing frustrating that that I'm not seeing anybody that looks like me that does, and I feel like we need to raise more awareness. But I'm thankful that people that look like me are looking at these videos and they're seeing it helpful, and they're having the conversation with their families, or they're, you know, second guessing and second deeping stuff, because we as a generation need to do more. I feel like we just do. And I feel like we are, but we need to keep doing even more, because the work is not done yet. It's never going to be done from the way this damn world is working. But anyways, I wanted to add this random message at the end. Yeah, subscribe guys, click that button. This beard is looking absolutely mad. Do I need to get a barber to come home? Because I'm actually done. This stuff is this stuff is just so effing, the way I'm just doing my clothes, so effing annoying. India qalb qasiya. Over it.